Welcome back, guys. So this time we're going to be quickly going back up our objectives and stopping the movement whenever the UI is opened or closed. We're also mainly in this episode going to look at animation for the seagrass, for the fish, for the turtle, and for the enemies. So this episode is really going to be focusing on animation, but the other big thing is random size scripts. So we're going to create a random size script that we can place on different objects to give them a random size when the game starts. This will add a bit more variation to the game and make things look a little bit more natural. Right, let's get started. In a previous episode we created the UI for the objectives, but we didn't make the player stop moving when the UI was opened and free to move when they're closed. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just getting the code that I've used for the options menu and copying it over to the objectives. Then make sure the speed is set correctly, and it's done. Moving on to the animation, I created in my own time a bunch of new sprite sheets for animation. The seagrass is one of them. All I did was move the sprites into the scene and named the new animation. Changed its animation speed and then added the animator component to the seagrass prefab. Then selected the correct controller for our animation we just created. I did a bit of organising for the sprites by creating some folders and named them appropriately. After importing the new fish sprite sheets, I then repeated what I did for the seagrass for all the different types of fish and whale. Again added new animations to all our current prefabs. Next I added the player character sprite sheet, which is the turtle, and repeated the same process for our new sprite. The final sprite sheet I added was for our enemy sharks, which I decided to model it after the hammerhead shark for both different types of shark prefabs, but with the different sizes for now. One last time repeated the process for the animation. Then do a little bit of rescaling for our enemies and changing the animation speed before moving on. I wanted the ocean to look better, so I played around with the sprites. I placed an image that is blurred behind the water to give the water a variation in tint depending on where the player is. Then changing the alpha of the water sprites. But it didn't give the result I wanted, so I scrapped it. I want a random size script that I can put on my food and items in the game to add a randomness to the environment. I created the script, created two floats for the minimum size and maximum size they can go, then created a function that would play at the start. Then change the local scale of the current object the script is attached to based on the random minimum and maximum size for both X and Y scale. Unfortunately, this gave an uneven result because the X and Y scale would be different, so I needed a new float that takes in the randomly chosen number from the max and minimum size. Then the local scale will equal the new number for X and Y. I added the random size script to the different fish and seagrass, played around with the numbers in the inspector until I'm satisfied. I repeated the process for the rocks and island prefabs. Finally, I give a quick test and pause the game so I can go into the scene view to see the different sized islands. So there we go, there's the animation for our fish and a few other animations done with random speeds. That'll add a bit more variation to the map. Next time what we're going to be working towards is probably looking at this skill tree again. We'll also go back to water and maybe add some particle effects for when you're going through the water and swimming around. Sorry during this video that I've not been as talkative, but a lot of the things in this video were repeating, so I didn't feel the need to talk very much. Well, that's that. I'll see you next time.